Climate change impacts are intensifying. Natural disasters are no longer natural because they are heavily influenced by the climate change that is caused by human activities. We are now experiencing so-called historical, record-breaking, and never-experienced climate incidents that cause serious negative impacts on our lives and livelihoods. Since we can no longer carry on our business as usual in the current context, we should accelerate climate change mitigation and adaptation efforts available to us. We should embark on a development path that is inclusive of sustainable production and consumption to reduce our ecological footprint and avoid climate catastrophe. There is an urgent need to accelerate appropriate actions based on sound science and policies in order to strengthen our resilience while also increasing our capacity and access to simple, actionable, and knowledge-based resources. Since 1989, the Regional Resource Center for Asia and the Pacific at the Asian Institute of Technology in Thailand has been involved in bridging the gap between the scientific understanding of sustainable development processes and sound policies at national and regional levels. The center provides resources for policy setting towards sustainable development, acting as a science policy interface by regional networking, processing, and assessing information and knowledge sharing in the thematic areas of climate change, air pollution, and waste and resource management.
RRC.AP was established in 1989 as a joint initiative of United Nations Environment Programme and the Asian Institute of Technology to support achieving sustainable developments in Asia and the Pacific region from the environmental aspect. Our mission is to bridge gaps between science and environmental policies and to grow ownership of science and knowledge by our stakeholders in the region. And our major clients are governments, non-profitable organizations, civil societies, and private sectors. To fulfill our mission, RRC.AP has been focusing on generating intellectual resources to establish environmental policies and measures, and implementing interactive trainings to build capacities to make impacts on the ground.
The Climate Change Cluster focuses on enhancing capacities and access to knowledge and information to support resilience-building efforts with governments, civil society, academia, and other sectors in the region.
Our capacity building and knowledge sharing program for climate change adaptation currently focuses on accessing climate finance, city resilient planning, climate change downscaling, decentralized renewable energy, and nature-based solutions. All of these contribute to and build upon lines of collaboration with initiatives and organizations such as the Asia-Pacific Adaptation Information Platform, Making Cities Resilient Campaign 2030, and the Paris Committee on Capacity Building. To date, we have a growing network of more than 1,000 stakeholders from more than 45 countries and territories working in the Asia-Pacific region.
The training programs follow the principles of learning by doing. Workshops blend presentations with practical exercises, allowing participants to strengthen actionable skills in adaptation planning. These capacity development activities are further complemented by coaching and mentoring covering the strategic areas of climate action planning and financing. The participants come from the government, civil society, and academia from Asia and the Pacific. But the center also welcomes non-governmental organizations, private, and other sectors to join the program. The training activities on project development focus on helping country teams draft high-quality proposals to access climate finance, such as financing that can be obtained from the Green Climate Fund. The officials of cities and local governments are being trained on assessment and planning processes to build resilience from climate change and disaster risks in collaboration with the UN Office for Disaster Risk Reduction and the Educational Partnerships for Innovation in Communities Network. Adaptation planning needs to be information-based. In order to bridge resources for local action planning, a close collaboration with climate modeling experts in Japan has been developed to introduce a dynamic climate change data downscaling service that allows practitioners to assess global climate scenarios at the local scale without highly specialized technical training and skills. The youth in the region are being empowered to advance decentralized renewable energy technologies in communities through capacity building activities on low carbon technologies for industry and mitigation project formulation, featuring renewable energy technologies. On top of above regular programs, the Climate Cluster also provides tailored training programs to strengthen the capacities of stakeholders on climate action planning processes, catering to the specific needs of donors and partners. Coordination and planning to support capacity building and knowledge sharing activities, including international, regional, and national stakeholders. Mentoring support following training activities in developing promising project proposals and action plans.
The urgency to mitigate and adapt to impacts of climate change in Asia and the Pacific is more important than ever. Let's work together for a more resilient region. We would like to thank all of our partners in supporting our work. Thank you very much.